So this is the Avyakt Murli of 17th of April 1983. The essence or the title of the Murli is the need for the powers to pack up and to accommodate. The need for the powers to pack up and to accommodate in order to attain the karmatit stage. The need for the powers to pack up and to accommodate in order to attain the karmatit stage. Are you experiencing your elevated stage of being beyond sound? That elevated stage is a lovely and unique, powerful stage that is beyond all gross attractions. So, going into silence, transcending sound, that is a lovely and unique, powerful stage that helps us go beyond all gross attractions. Become stable in this elevated stage for just a second, and you will feel the impact of that in yourself while doing something in the form of a special power of peace throughout the day. So, even for a second, if we can stabilize ourselves in that soundless stage, in that silent stage, then we will experience that true power. And that will help us achieve unachievable things, most amazing things in our lives. This stage is called the karmatit stage, the complete stage of being equal to the Father. With this stage, you can achieve success in every task. So it's not just silence of words, you see, it is the silence of the mind too, where all the internal chatter also ceases. So, have you experienced such a powerful stage? If yes, that's awesome. If no, then we can work on it. That could be the goal for us. I want to experience that true silence where there are no thoughts whatsoever. So, the aim of Brahmin life is to attain the karmatit stage. Only if you practice this from now will you be able to accomplish your aim. Baba oftentimes says, now or never. If we don't start now, we will never be able to experience that because it takes a long time to get to that stage. It's effort over a long period of time. In order to attain this aim, you particularly need to have within you the powers to pack up and to accommodate. You see, these two powers in a way go hand in hand. In a way, when we talk about these powers, when we do the course, we say power to withdraw and power to pack up. But in a way, power to pack up and power to accommodate go together as well. From the lives in which you indulged in vice and in the lives of devotion, the sanskar you had for birth after birth of allowing your intellect to wander into expansion has become very firm. You see, one of the interesting things that we used to do is to turn the beads of the rosary. So let's say we would say Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. So what happens is, the mind is very creative. It's a con artist. So what does it do? It tells the mouth and the fingers to keep doing that. Yeah, it tells the mouth, keep saying Om Namah Shivaya. It tells the fingers to keep turning the beads. And then it goes here and there. All right, I'll come back after a few hours. So Baba is teaching us now that truly where we have to work on is not at the level of the lips, not at the level of the fingers or hands, at the level of the mind. The mind has to stop wandering. Therefore, in order for you to stop your intellect from wandering into expansion and to stabilize it in the essence, both of these powers are necessary. From the beginning, you will see so many varieties of expansion in the consciousness of the body. You know them, do you not? I am a child, I am young, I am old, my occupation is such and such. In this way, there is so much expansion of the consciousness of the body. Then, when you come into relationships, there is so much expansion. There would be someone's child, there would be someone's father. There's so much expansion in relationships. Yeah, not just this immediate family members. Many times we have these uncles and aunts and uncles of uncles and aunts of aunts and cousins of cousins, and it just goes on. So there is so much expansion in relationships. There is no need to mention them because you know them all. In the same way, there's also so much expansion of possessions for the body. Yeah, most of us have how many pairs of shoes? 7, 8, 9, right? Minimum. How many jackets? 5, 6, 7. How many other clothes? Yeah, way more than we ever need, right? So there's no need to mention them because you know them all. In the same way, there's also so much expansion of possessions for the body. In devotion, there is so much expansion to please all the deities. Their aim is to attain the one, and yet the methods they follow that make them wander around are many. In order for you to put all of those different forms of expansion into their essence, you need the powers to pack up and to accommodate. You merge all types of expansion in one word. What is that one word? A point. I am a point, and the Father is also a point. The whole world is merged in the one Father, a point, capital P point. So we are small p points, Baba is capital P point. You have experienced this very well. In the world, there are relations and prosperity. Both specialities are merged in the Father, a point. Have you experienced all relationships with the One? So, is Baba your father, your mother, your brother, your sister, your spouse, your child, your grandchild, your cousin, your uncle, your aunt, your teacher, your friend, your Sadguru? Is he all these relationships? Your lover, your beloved? Yes, no? Have you made him everything? Not yet? Make him. Then, your mind will not wander here and there. It's a lovely feeling. Baba has many times said that even if one relationship is missing in the way you experience Baba, then that relationship will pull you towards itself now and at the end. And you see, the whole effort that we are making is how smoothly the soul can leave the body. This is the art of dying that we are learning. Because we all will die, we all have to die. There's no one who has lived forever. But how smoothly do we die? Yeah? How peacefully we die. That's how we would say, right? Oh, so and so family member of ours, he died so peacefully, or she died so peacefully. Went to sleep in the night, next day morning, was no more. Didn't have to suffer. Maybe there was a massive heart attack that happened during the sleep, but the person died very peacefully, right? That's what we say. So the goal is to die in that beautiful way that nothing pulls the soul, that the soul has cleared away all the karmic debts, karmic accounts. So what do we have to do for that? We have to make effort from now onwards. And what effort do we have to make? Make Baba as our everything and everyone. He is everything and everyone for us, then no other relationship will pull us, and when it's time for us to leave, we'll be able to leave very easily. Oftentimes people think that if I make Baba as a spouse, then I won't care about my own physical spouse. No, actually, you'll be able to take care of the spouse even more because you won't have any expectations from your physical spouse. Your expectations, all of them, will be fulfilled by Baba, Baba as your spouse. All your needs from a spouse will be fulfilled by Baba. So now you can connect to your physical spouse or your brother or your sister or your parents or your children in the mode of giving rather than expecting. So you're able to serve them more, you're able to take care of them more, you're able to guide them towards the right direction much more. So that's why Baba is saying, let all relationships be with one Baba. You have experienced this very well. In the world, there are relations and prosperity. Both specialities are merged in the Father, a point. Have you experienced all relationships with the One? Have you also experienced the attainment of the wealth of happiness, peace, and joy? Or do you still have to experience that? So, what happened? The expansion is merged into the essence, is it not? Ask yourself, has my intellect that was wandering in all types of expansion now stabilized in the One on the basis of the power to pack up? None of these things that or we feel that will help us are going to really help us. When you are leaving the body, will you need your car? As you're leaving, the soul is leaving. What chariot will it go on? The chariot of good actions. That car is not going to help. What karma have we performed throughout? How many blessings we have accumulated? That's going to help. So we have to ask yourself, has my intellect that was wandering in all types of expansion now stabilized in the One on the basis of the power to pack up? Or is it even now still wandering in some type of expansion? Have you experimented with the powers to pack up and to accommodate? Or do you just have the knowledge of them? If you know how to use them, the sign of that is that you're able to stabilize your intellect on what you want for as long as you want in a second. So let's say you want to meditate because let's say your family member is in pain. Let's say your very close family member is admitted to the hospital and is hurting a lot. The medicines are not working. Now you want to give Baba's rays to that soul, which we call as Sakash, right? Baba calls it Sakash. Now, how will you be able to give Sakash? Let's say you sit and say, all right, I'm going to connect to Baba, and you start connecting. You go to Paramdham, you take from Baba, and you start showering Baba's love, Baba's strength, Baba's energy onto that soul. The next moment, you remember about your car. Oh, I left my car outside. What if someone scratches my car? So you will leave that and run outside to put the car back in the garage. So you hardly connected to Baba and hardly gave the person energy for 10 seconds, 20 seconds. And then next moment, let's say you're able to put the car in the garage. The next moment, oh, so and so said this to me yesterday. That thought will come. But how can that person say that to me? It's not fair. All right, so now 10 more seconds, you got distracted. You understand what is happening here? So if we can make our mind so focused onto one Baba, that's when we will be able to accomplish all that needs to be accomplished. But for that, we have to make a lot of effort. We have to learn the art of packing up, the power to pack up. Have you experimented with the powers to pack up and to accommodate, or do you just have the knowledge of them? If you know how to use them, the sign of that is that you're able to stabilize your intellect on what you want for as long as you want in a second. So that was one example. I can give you another example. Let's say your boss wants you to finish this project or whatever, or maybe write a report and submit that report in the next 2 hours. And at that moment, as you're starting to do the work, well, this person did that, this person said that, that thing happened, that thing didn't happen, that way should happen. So how are you going to make the report meaningful? And the boss is not going to be happy, and you're not going to get the promotion that you were hoping to get. So you need to be able to stabilize your intellect wherever you need to, wherever you want to in a second, and for as long as you need to. That's what we are learning here. So when a physical vehicle has a powerful brake, you can stop it where you want in a second. Stop, Shwetang, stop. You can't think like that. That is not going to be helpful. But let's say I can't stop. No, Shwetang, don't say anything. Don't say anything negative. No. I said. And relationships go sour. You see? So we have to have the ability to stop when we need to stop. Powerful brakes are needed. You are able to steer the vehicle in whatever direction you want. Yeah, if we are able to slow down our cars, then we can steer it very well. If you try to steer a fast moving vehicle, what happens? You can end up in a crash. The car can get overturned. Similarly, do you also experience this power in yourself? Or does it take you time to become stable? Or is it that you find it hard work to steer your intellect away from something wasteful to something powerful? Does it take a long time? Does it require a lot of hard work to do that? Do you know in physics, let's say you're trying to make a turn, the centrifugal forces that get created. You see, if those of you who remember physics, the velocity has a very big role in it. The velocity of the car, it is to the power 2 squared. So you see, the curvature that you have to take depends on the speed to the power 2 squared. So the best way to take a safe turn across the board, according to physicists, according to all the laws of physics, is to reduce your speed. And so how do we reduce the speed? Constantly happening. Why this? Why this? Why this? Why this? Why this? Then I'm going to end up with a crash. So is it that you find it hard work to steer your intellect away from something wasteful to something powerful? In that case, you should understand that you lack both of these powers. The speciality of the Brahmin life of the confluence age is to stabilize in the form of the essence and be constantly swinging in the swings of happiness, peace, joy, knowledge, and bliss. Remain stable in the imperishable intoxication of being the complete form of all attainments. Yeah, think about it. If you end up in a crash, then you can't reach your destination. Then how will there be happiness, peace, joy? Let's say there's going to be a family gathering and there's going to be a lot of fun, but now you can't reach because you just ended up in a crash. So that's what I was saying. Attainments will be ours. We'll be able to reach places we have only dreamt of, or maybe not even dreamt of. We'll be able to achieve so much unbelievable things if we are able to stabilize ourselves in that soul conscious state. I the point, Baba is the point. Be able to apply those powerful breaks. Let your face only reveal attainment and nothing else. Remain stable in the imperishable intoxication of being the complete form of all attainments. Let your face only reveal attainment and nothing else. Let the sparkle and intoxication of that stage of perfection be visible. Since the faces of kings who attained perishable kingdoms, filled with physical wealth, had that sparkle at the beginning of the Copper Age, just consider what imperishable attainment you have here. Yeah, those people of the royal families, even today, the Gaikwad family, so much of money. They look at their persona, look at the sparkle that they have on their face. But for us, we have the highest attainments, the most imperishable attainments. We are the kings of the kings, the emperors of the emperors. Baba is making us into the best of the best. Then how much sparkle there should be on our faces. So, how much spiritual sparkle and intoxication would be visible on your face? Do you experience this? Or are you happy just hearing about those experiences? The Pandava army is special. Baba is definitely pleased when he sees the Pandava army. The speciality of the Pandavas that is portrayed in pictures is of them being constantly courageous, not weak. You've seen the pictures of your memorial, have you not? Mahavir has been shown in the pictures. So Bapdada is especially giving all of you Pandavas the blessing of this special awareness of being constantly victorious, being constant companions of the Father. See, when we are constant companions of the Father, we'll always be victorious. Pandavas have been shown that at the end they were victorious. So that is companions of the Father of the Pandavas and of constantly staying in the stage of a Master Almighty authority equal to the Father. See, nothing is impossible for God. And since we are children of God, God is the Almighty authority, we are Master Almighty authority, then how can anything be impossible for us? Although new ones have also come, you are still the same souls of the previous cycle. Therefore, constantly maintain the intoxication and faith of definitely attaining your full rights. Do you understand? Acha. To those who stabilize their intellects in a second, it shouldn't take more than a second. That's what Baba wants us to, reach that point. Then, to those who stabilize their intellects in a second and experience all attainments, पाना था जो पा लिया, सब कुछ मिल गया. I've received everything, I've attained everything. To those who constantly use all the powers and experience their whole world to be in the Father, बाबा ही संसार है, बाबा में ही सारा संसार है. For me, everything that I want, I can get from Baba. One-stop shop. Yeah, like Walmart, everything that you need, you can get there. Baba is the ultimate Walmart. Yeah, where you can get everything that you need. Yes, don't have to go beyond Baba. To such complete and elevated souls who are equal to the Father, Bapdada's love, remembrance, and namaste. And we, spiritual children, say namaste to the spiritual Father.